Hola clase, buenos días, feliz martes. Hoy es el 15 de septiembre. En este momento no funciona mi Google Drive. Por eso vamos a mirar la tarea en el sitio web. So we're just going to take a look at the assignment today on the website, on the digital textbook, and skip the little PowerPoint. Hopefully my Google Drive starts working here shortly. So, vamos a continuar hoy con la unidad de las familias y las comunidades. Y hoy empezamos con una subtema diferente de la geografía humana, Human Geography. Y mañana vamos a hacer una práctica de escuchar, pero hoy vamos a hacer unas actividades antes de escuchar. So we're just going to do some pre-listening activities today. Como siempre, tenemos una pregunta esencial y comprensión duradera. So we always have our essential question and, what we're trying to understand overall. Y la pregunta hoy es, ¿cuáles son las consecuencias de la pobreza? ¿Y cómo influye la geografía en la vida de las personas? Entonces, what are the consequences of poverty? Pobreza is poverty. Think of the word pobre. And how does geography in the life of people, or how does geography influence the life of the people? Y un poco más información aquí. I don't think you have this part. You may or may not have this wording in your text. This might be the teacher-only text. But las consecuencias de la pobreza para algunas personas de México son la necesidad de buscar trabajo en otros lugares, de mudarse a otro país, de obtener una visa del gobierno de los Estados Unidos o de dejar atrás a la familia. And yesterday we saw this word atrás. La geografía influye en la vida de las personas porque, dependiendo de donde viva una persona, se le puede hacer difícil conseguir un trabajo bueno y así tener una buena calidad de la vida. So hopefully you were able to understand a good portion of what we just read here. Obviamente hablamos de la geografía como países diferentes, una visa. I'm sure you guys have heard of what a visa is to come to another country. So, real quick, let's take a look at what this just said. The consequences of poverty for some people of Mexico are the necessity or the need to look for work in other places, to move to another country, to obtain a visa from the government of the United States, or to leave their family behind. Geography influences the life of people because, depending on where a person lives, it can be difficult to get a good job and therefore have a good quality of life. Entonces, sabemos que es muy común en nuestro país los ilegales, ¿sí? Entonces, es una conversación muy importante para entender, para comprender por qué están aquí los ilegales, las personas que están aquí ilegalmente. Ok, antes de escuchar, lo que vamos a hacer hoy es esta actividad. Piensa en alguien que conozcas que tenga un trabajo. Puede ser tú. ¿Quién es la persona? So first, before we do this survey, you're going to think of someone that has a job. It can be you, but put that person's name here. You're going to think about yourself in the survey or someone else that you know. Y puedes mirar las fotos también para empezar a pensar en el trabajo, especialmente para los mexicanos que están aquí en los Estados Unidos. All right, after you've chosen a person, vamos a completar esta encuesta, this survey here. Ahora lee las siguientes frases con un compañero y respondan sí o no. It says to read it with a partner, but obviously we're not with a partner right now, so just ignore that part. And it says later you will share the information that you learned about your partner, but no vamos a hacer eso. All right, número 2. Tuvo que conseguir un permiso de trabajo para empezar a trabajar. He or she had to get or obtain a work permit in order to work. Sí o no, whoever you're talking about, or whoever you chose to refer to that you said above here, whoever you're thinking about that has a job. 3. El trabajo está en otro país y tuvo que ir al consulado de ese país para pedir una visa para poder trabajar allí. The work is in another country, or the job is in another country, and he or she had to go to the consulate. Trying to think if there's another way we would say that in English. Should I translate that? The consulship, I think it's just the consulate of that country in order to ask for or request a visa to be able to work there. Sí o no? For this person that we're thinking of that you said has a job. El trabajo es un puesto temporal. So the job, the job is a temporary position or a seasonal position. O sea que solo dura una temporada, or rather it only lasts a season or a temporary amount of time. For ejemplo, en un balneario, in a spa, en una granja or a farm, en un centro de esquí, like a ski lodge, etc. ¿Sí o no? Recibe una cantidad de dinero razonable por lo que hace en su trabajo. He or she receives a quantity of money, a reasonable quantity of money for what he or she does at the job. ¿Sí o no? Trabaja para una empresa grande. You can think of empresa as like an enterprise, which is like a business or a company. So he or she works for a large company, ¿sí o no? Trabaja para una empresa pequeña. He or she works for a small company. Trabaja para un familiar o unas personas conocidas. He or she works for a family member, a relative, or someone that he or she knows, a known person. ¿Sí o no? ¿Alguna vez en el trabajo ha sido maltratado? Tratar significa to treat, like to treat a person a certain way. So ha sido maltratado would be sometime at work he or she has been mistreated. Por alguien, by someone. Puede ser un jefe, un compañero, o un cliente. So that could be a boss, a workmate, like a fellow employee, or a client. ¿Sí o no? Ay, perdón. ¿Alguna vez en el trabajo ha sido maltratado por alguien? So this is just the same thing as above. Y lo or la ha denunciado. And he or she has like turned them in or reported them. So denunciar is like to report. A veces tiene que pagar para viajar al trabajo y luego la empresa le reembolsa el dinero. So sometimes he or she has to pay in order to travel to work, and later the company reimburses the money. ¿Sí o no? Tiene que trabajar horas extraordinarias y recibe pago extra por eso. He or she has to work like, it looks like extraordinary hours, so that's like overtime or extra hours, and receives extra pay for that. ¿Sí o no? ¿Algo le ha impedido hacer su trabajo alguna vez? Something has impeded or stopped or prevented him or her from doing his or her work at some point or sometime? ¿Sí o no? En el trabajo ha sido testigo de un fraude. At the work or in the job, he or she has been witness of a fraud. So, like a scam or, something illegal. And en el trabajo ha sido testigo de un fraude y lo ha denunciado. And, so same thing here, but has turned it in, whatever that fraud, or has reported that fraud. ¿Sí o no? Okay, so that is your encuesta para hoy. Y la última cosa, the last thing we're doing here is las palabras clave. So your keywords here. Now, all of these words were just in the prior activity, and so I've already translated them for you. So I'm not going to translate these for you. A lot of these sentences, I believe, are even the same ones that I just did. I thought they were just similar, but it looks like a lot of them are actually the same. They might all be the same. So you're going to read through, van a leer todas las oraciones. You're going to read through all the sentences. Las palabras claves, the key words or phrases, are in bold. Y van a emparejar. We're going to match la palabra a las palabras nuevas aquí. And so again, I don't want to go through and translate these for you, but rather let this be a really good practice of using your prior knowledge and your educated guesses based on, if you look at a word, there's lots of cognates over here on this right side. I already translated these ones for you. If there are new words or phrases over here, remember, pueden buscar in word reference. You may look them up in word reference. But I'm going to encourage you to try to do as much of this part as you can without using word reference, because this is really, really great practice for you for not only the AP exam, but also for just your reading skills in general, both in English and in Spanish, to really just try not to always look up everything that you don't know, because that takes a lot of time, and because we don't have to know every single word in order to get to the main ideas. Eso es todo para hoy. That's all we are doing today. Mañana vamos a hacer una práctica de escuchar. Como siempre, si necesitan algo, escríbeme y buena suerte.